Okay. So just showing my quadro image. So I can model my room. All right, so just to go back, we have our grid right here, and it's 2000 by 2000. I'm just looking at the squares, so I just said, all right, this is 500, 500, 500, 500. So 2000. And then this wall right here, I made 1500. Now I'm just going to duplicate the wall. So control click, and then I'm going to do a R for rotate. Click on the band, hold down shift, get the increments, go to 90. There, middle mouse button click, middle mouse button click. We're gonna press E, move it out right here. And yeah, here we go. Cool. Nice. Here we go. So we have this. Looking pretty close to our image. There's a little detail right here. If you see this, looks like a little ledge. We can build that in a little bit later. All right, but things are looking good so far. So what I like to do is start off with the largest object in the scene, which looks to me to be the sofa. So let's build it out. Go get ourselves a cube. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and say, how big is this sofa? So it's not hitting the wall, so it's a little bit off. And it looks like it's not, it's a little bit less than half the size. So we're just looking at how large it is and where it should be placed. So if I go right here, I place my sofa, base. Remember, it's not touching the wall. That looks about right to me. It's cool. So you just got to really be careful when it comes to scale. That looks correct to me. All right, so let's minimize this quadro window. Put it right here, and I'll zoom in on the sofa. Because remember, we're trying to match reference. And it's okay to take a reference from another photo as well. This is what I'm trying to do. All right, let's go. Also, the width matters as well. So I think it's about there. All right, so let's get into it. ND, so we can see the wireframe. I'm gonna go ahead and select this and fillet it. Actually, I won't fillet it. We're gonna do our own beveling or our own fillet. I'll go ahead and give me some segments. Two looks about all I need right now. So I'll press C to make it editable, or press the button right here. I'll just press the button this time. I'm gonna go ahead, get my points, get my rectangle selection. Now we're gonna select these 2 points, press T to scale this out. Then I'll go get my faces, select this face, shift, select this face, and then I'll do a, actually, if you look at this, This comes up, I guess that intersects. Yeah, so judging off a reference, this will work. So I'll right click and I'll go to extrude. And remember, when you extrude, you don't click on the object, you click off the object. So I'm over here, left click, drag it up. Great, right? Press 9 to quit the tool. All right, looks good. So I'll just go ahead and bevel this now, or do our own manual fillet, right click, and I'll do bevel. Move it out. And remember my rule, 2 or more, oh, I guess, this different program. So 1 or more segments. You don't want it to be like this, basically. You don't want it to be a triangle. So the 1 works, and the more you hit it, the rounder it can be. So I think 2 works well for this. And we could press 9 to quit. Now, if we press NA, see we have that nice sofa. We have the softness going on. Everything looks good. Actually, what I'm going to do is NB. It's not super necessary, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to right click, select my object, or select a component, right click. I'm going to go to loop path cut. And I'll select this right here. And this. And this is just to give it a little bit more roundness. Press 9. Oh no, I'll go to my faces. Press 9 to quit. Select this face, shift, select this face. And I'll just pull this up, right? And the only reason I'm doing that, just to give it a little bit more of a roundness right there. And I guess, yeah. So now when we go to our edge, go to our edges, go to our rectangle selection, right click, we can go to a bevel, click, and remember, after you do it once, so after I click and I do my bevel, if I want to modify this anymore, I just go over here. Because if you click again, it's going to bevel again. And then right now it's moving between 4 and 5. So I could do 4.5 and get my number in the middle. Do NA. Yeah, I like it. This might be something I might go back and forth with, just to see which one I like the best. Or what I do is I go here and I would make this, and then I do control click and just like move it back here. And I probably mess with both of these and see which one I like the most. So NB. When if I ever want to delete an edge, this is how you delete it. And this is very important as well. I'm gonna do UL, right? I'll click on this, hold down shift, click on this, just to get the edge loop. Because remember, selection, loop selection, UL. So when you delete edges, you have to delete them like this. You can't just delete an edge. You can't just select the edges and then press delete, because weird things will happen. So you always have to dissolve it. So you right click, go to dissolve. And that's how you always, no matter what you're doing, delete an edge. And let's just go get a rectangle. Let's just get this sofa out the way. So select it, right click, bevel, click. 2 more. It's looking good. 9 to quit. Now let's make the rest of the cushions. Go get myself a cube. We can go into our 4-way view. Is this the center? So then I'll just go get my scale tool, which is T, or I'll click on this actually, so I can get the dots. Pressing E to move. Sometimes you have to look at the numbers. I mean, you don't have to necessarily, you can eyeball all this, but for me, it helps sometimes. So I can just do it 300 here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it 295. Let's do a 280. I'll show you why, right? So all you have to do is make one of these cushions and the rest will follow. So remember, I'm looking at my reference and I'm seeing how far away, what's the width of this to this, you know? So it doesn't look like it's half. It looks like it's like, I don't know, 40%, 35%. So you're always looking at something to compare it when doing reference. I mean, when doing when modeling, using reference. Push it to about, let's say here. All right, let's do a bevel. I mean, a fillet on this one. Remember, we can select it here or we can use the dots. So that looks fine to me. You know, actually, this sofa is looking just a little bit wide to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this in. I'm gonna select my sofa now. So I'll take this, kind of push it. You know, I'll just keep it. So we have this. Once we get one to where we like it, we can just control click, make another one. Ooh, that didn't work out like I thought it would. It's all good. We could BS like I'm doing here, and then just eyeball everything. All right, nice. Now we need to make the back of this chair. So I'll control click to copy this. And I guess I could go like this since it's still beveled. We'll slide this in, look at the height. Push it in here. Yeah. All right, I'm looking at it. I like it, love it, right? One thing I want to do is I want to see this all by itself, right? You see all this sofas in the way. Instead of looking at everything, I'm gonna solo this. So I have this selected, right? It's right here. Now I'm gonna go over here to this S, and now I can just see it all by itself. So it's isolating it. Now what I'm gonna do is press C to make it editable because I want it to be a little bit thicker, right? I'm gonna grab, no, I'm gonna select a component. So it doesn't matter any one because you still get this menu no matter which component you press, right? I guess it has, you know, more or less tools, but let's go ahead and right click the important ones, what matters, like loop path cut. So I'll select, actually this one might not even need that. Might just need to go over here, grab my rectangle, get my points, and I'll just line it up like this. I'll press the NG to make sure. Because remember, like earlier when we were looking at it like this, NA, and selecting, I mean, can't lie, I'm kind of nice with this, right? So I can just like look at it and know. But if you want to make sure, you just press NG, and then we can see it like that. So you see this, and then we'll just move this out. Right. So we soloed our object. Now let's unsolo it. So just click this, and now we're back here. So we're just going to select our object. We can go to this, and right here. Now it looks like a little bit wider, like it's going into the sofa, as you can see. So to deal with that, I'll just go ahead and get my points, rectangle, select these points. Remember, NG, if I want to make sure, NB. So sometimes you might see me do that. It's just only because I knew what I'm doing. All right, cool. Right, so we have this. All we have to do is control click. Move this over here now. And we have this. So awesome, right? We already have our sofa going on here. Now let's say I kind of want to frame this and look at it from inside of a camera. To do that, it's pretty easy. So I'm just gonna line this up in my viewport, look at it, kind of like set it up how my render is. You can make a camera isometric, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna set up just a camera for us to view in. So to get that camera, we're gonna go over here to our camera, and we're just gonna click on it. Now there's a camera. Right now we're looking through the camera. Yeah. But what I want to do is, oh no, wait. Yeah, we're looking through the camera. No, we're not looking through the camera. When it's white like this, when you click this, now we're in the camera. The only thing is I can move this and like the camera view will actually move. Right. So I'm in the camera and I'm moving it. But let's say I want to lock it. I want to lock this so it's kind of like on a tripod. And then I want to work on my scene like I'm a worker on a set, right? So to do that, I'm going to right click on the camera. I'm going to go to rigging tags and go to protection. So now this thing is locked. So right now I'm in the camera, but I can't move at all. I can't zoom or anything. Now to get out of the camera, you're going to click on the little white box. Now look at what happens, right? So we have a camera in our scene. It's there, it's locked. I can't move the arrows or anything. Now, if this is moved, if I click on this and I delete it, this tag, now I can move this camera. So Control Z, Control Z. So now my protection's on. Now, if I want to go back in the camera, I just click on the little white box. Now I'm back in, out, in. So I'm working on the set. Now I'm back behind the camera on the tripod. All right, cool. Now, if I wanted to hide that camera, I don't want to see it. I just click on this. Now I can't see this camera anymore, but it's still there. See, it's just hidden from the viewport as to not like distract us. All right, great. So now let's move on to the second largest object. Well, actually, you know what I'll do? One thing, I'll do the window right now, just to do it. So we have our wall right here. Oh, you know, before I do the window, I'll do this. Let me group this sofa. So I'll select everything. I'll hold down Control, deselect the wall, deselect this. So right now we have, deselect this. So we have this sofa, only the sofa. So to group it, there's two ways to do it. Edit. No, wait, object. Group objects, Alt G. You can go to this menu and do it, or you can press Alt G. I like doing shortcuts. It's just better for me. What's faster? And you should always try to do the shortcut. Any program you're in, anything you're doing, always do the shortcut. So Control G. Alt G. Alt G. and then we do sofa underscore GRP, right? Because we know it's sofa. Oh, I spelled sofa wrong. How do you spell sofa wrong? Sofa group. What's there? And remember what I always say, always stay organized because this thing can get crazy. All right. So let's do this window now. So I have this wall. Right now it's not editable, but I'm going to make it editable. So I'll press C, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this face. Well, I'll press 9, so I get the selection, get this face. Now I want to grow this selection, right? What do I mean? Let me solo this. So all I want to do is I want to select this face. I actually just want to keep this face right here. So there's two ways I can do this. I can select this face and then I can grow it. So select, where is it at? Grow selection, UI. Sometimes I forget that. So UI, and then it has this face right here, and then I can delete it, right? So I can do that, or I can just select this face, and then I can go over to select, and I can go to, where is it at? Invert. You saw, oh, invert right here, right? Click this, and now I have those faces, and then I can delete it. That's all I want to do. And I'm gonna unsolo this now. And the reason I did that is because I'm going to, I like making windows like this, right? So I'm gonna right click and do a loop path cut and select an area like this, select an area like this, go over here, select an area like this, and one like this. All right, press 9. And now I can go over here to my rectangle selection, go get my points. And if this window is too small or too big, I can just adjust it like this. So let's move it like that. And I'll select this bottom one, move this up a little bit. Let me select both these rows and move them up. So you can move them where you like. So let me look at the reference. I'm just looking at the distance. Yeah, I like that. Distance right here. Let's do that, right? Awesome, right? The setup is beautiful. So now I'm gonna go get this face. I'm gonna press 9 to get my live selection tool, and I'm gonna delete this face, right? Now I'm going to right click on this object. And even though I'm like a face is selected, I'm right clicking. If I was left clicking and I did this and did extrude, you know what happened, right? But as long as you're on the object, you just right click, extrude. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what I want to do. So I get a component, or, I'll click off the object, do it. Right click, extrude, and then we'll click, drag. So we're going this way, but we want to go this way. Now let me look in this view right up here to see what's happening. Now, if I go to my extrude, right, you see we have our controls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it flush with the wall. You see this right here? So it's flush now. Perfect. Middle mouse button click, middle mouse button click. Now you see something's wrong, right? It's hollow right here. So all you have to do is click on create caps. And now we have that face back. And press 9 to quit. So now, bang, we have our window. Ooh. And looks like we have a little frame going on here. So let's make that. So what I can do is I can select this face right here, and I want the whole loop. So I want this face, hold down shift, this face, this face. That's what I want, right? And I just clicked on 4 faces, but I could also do, if I deselect this, I can do UL, which gives me, should give me a loop. That's interesting. I would think that this, because UL gives me edge loops, it'll give me this loop. I'm not getting it. Huh. It's all good, right? I'm just gonna press 9 to quit, and I'll get my rectangle tool, and I'll just do it this way. I'll select all these faces, and now I have them. And now I'll do a right click, extrude inner, and I'll click to get this going in like this. Now, one thing to notice is I just want to extrude the inner face, but it gave me this, I want a continuous loop, but it's because it's preserved group. Oh, no, it's not it. Okay. That didn't work like I thought. It's all good. We just select it again, and I'll just go to right click and go to extrude, and then I'll press T to scale, and then I'll just move this. No, that's not working either. Odd. So let's, I'm trying to do is I'm trying to scale this in. So try it one more time. Extrude. If I click and go this way. Oh, wow, it's interesting. In fact, I'm trying to get, well, I guess, I'm out on different programs, so we can get it though. So I guess the method I'm trying to get, I'll do the loop path cut then. All right. So select this, I'll click it one time, and then I'll click plus to get another one in even increments, press 9. Then I'll go to my edges, and then I'll press UL to get the edge loop. And I'll select this, shift, select this one. And then we'll press T to scale. And so I can scale. This is all I was trying to get, but I guess I had to do it a different way in this program. So we have this right here, just a little indentation. And then I'll press 9 to quit, go to my faces, select, shift, select. But this is an instance where I think you should be able to press UL. So I don't know why. It's all good. It's not that many faces. So if we do have to manually select, it's fine. Select. Now just right click, extrude, click, drag. And I just did this to get like this little kind of picture frame area. And if we press T to scale, we can, modify it some more. That's cool. It's just a small detail, but the small details are what matters. And then of course, if I wanted to make it like a window pane, I just can go ahead and get my cube and modify that to fit in that little area. And then once we have the width down, one of them, and this, and see what's happening right now. It looks like it's like kind of protruding out, but when we zoom in, it's just because it's flush. That's the only reason why you can see that. Yeah, now we have this. And of course, you know what happens next, right? We can do E to rotate, hold down shift. Oh, wait. I won't be fancy with it. I'll just copy it. And then I'll do R to rotate, click shift, do 90. And remember, it's in the wall, so don't really care too much about it. Yeah, now we got our little window frame. Cool. Now if I do NA, you can see what it's looking like. Cool. Table. Y'all should know how to do that, right? See why I did that? All right. So now we have bookshelves. Or see why I did the assign that assignment. So bookshelves, easy, kind of like the window. We'll just go ahead and get ourselves a cube. I mean, not I was meant to cube right here. Do NB so we can see the wireframe. Model mode, we'll get it right here. And remember, I'm just going to scale this down. So it's big now, but scale it down. Just need to zoom in. Let me look at this. See what's going on. Let's get some segments. So we have 2 there. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, do this, all right? So make it C to make it editable. We can go to, let's say UL, right? Go to my edges, select this edge, shift this edge, T to scale it up so we can get the width of it. And then I'll do another UL, grab this, shift, grab this one, T to scale out. All right, I didn't provide enough edge loops, but it's cool because we can make our own. So UL, I'll select this, shift, right click, and I'll go to, remember, dissolve, because that's how you delete the edges. Press 9 to quit, right click, loop path cut. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong one. Right click, loop path cut. We'll click one time, and then we'll click on this. Because remember, we want the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. So we want -1. And then since they're uneven now, we just have to click on this, and now they're even. So 9 to quit. We're going to go grab this face, shift. That's all good. Shift, right? And then we can right click and go to extrude inner, click and drag. So that's not also not doing what I want. Yeah, this is what I want right here, right? So what I had to do is uncheck that preserve groups. The preserve groups can give you some different results sometimes. So this right here is cool, right? Then we'll right click and do an extrude, click and drag. What happened there? I can extrude it, but and push it in. Oh yeah, this is why I create caps. So create caps and preserve groups can give you some results that be undesirable sometimes. What can throw you off a little, I guess. So all right, cool. We have our bookshelf now, right? Now all we have to do is press 9 to quit, T to scale, and place it in a room. It's a little wide. And for this, if we wanted to preserve the width of this, because if we go like this, you can see how it gets thinner. So to preserve the width, we just go and get ourselves our points, and now we can move it. Yeah, like that. I'll just do that a little bit right there. Now we just click, remember, to scale overall, we just click off the object. Now I have to look at this, compare it to the sofa. Hey, let's get inside our camera just to see. Camera's right here. So go to scale. So I'm just doing this for the height. I think it's about the right height, right? Feels right to me. Right. And so obviously the scale is way too large. So let me get at this camera and I just go in here, get my points, get my rectangle. Select these, push it right there. And then I'll select these points on the side, and then I'll just go back inside of my camera and kind of look and say, all right, how large is this? I think it's about there. Cool. Now I'm there. Now remember, stay organized, right? So I click on this and I go over here and I say book, bookshelf, right? Now, if I want to get these areas on the wall right here, or these, pretty easy. Cube, take it. Let me get out this camera. It's the same deal. Just scale it out. Press C to make it editable. UL, grab edges, shift, shift. Or you can grab points, you know, or you can't grab points with UL. Or maybe you can, I don't know. UL. Sometimes you can double click on an edge loop and it'll work too. It's just depends. But UL always works. All right. We grab our face, press 9, select the face, right click, extrude, click and drag. And remember, the create caps is off so we can see this. But if you can't see that, that means create caps is on. All right. 9 to quit, select select our object. Let's just move it over to here to the wall. Now just go in my camera. Look at my reference. Press T to scale, scale it. Yeah, like this. Cool, right? I think that looks right. I'm not sure. If I want to modify anything, remember, I just get my points, go to my rectangle, select them, and then I like to go back to my camera just to see it from this view. And the great thing about this is if you take your time on one, the rest are easy. So let's move this over here. And you know what I'm gonna name this? I don't know. Wall wall shelf, right? So then I'll just control click, move this over here. I'll move this over here. I'll move this a little bit up. All right. Grab my points. This here. Grab all these, pull them down. Yeah. But one thing I didn't do, well, we could do it now, is I'll just select this and I'll go to my edges and I'll select all the edges, right click, and I'll do a bevel. Let me zoom in and I'll just click on it. Let's give it a little soft bevel. or slight bevel, I should say. Now, one thing I could have done is looked at the numbers when I did that, which I didn't. So I'll just do it one more time. I'll show you what I'm saying. So go over here to rectangle. Well, I could look at the numbers, or I could just do this and then just keep it consistent among the other ones. I think that's what I'll do. So I'll delete this one. I'll select this. I'll go to my edges, select them all, right click. Let's do a bevel. Click, see the slight bevel. Press 9. We have this. Control click. Put this where it needs to be. So now they'll all be consistent, and we don't have to like look at the bevel and do it individually. So remember, it's all about working smarter, not harder. And sometimes when I explain these things, I say, oh, yeah, you know what, there's a smarter way. So that's why I might do something and then come back. Let's select the whole thing, look in here. Yeah. You can see what the rest is. Control click and just moving them. And then just moving the points. And look how quick we're building out this wall. NA. Let's get inside of our camera. So, okay. So we're making some good progress. Cool. So this is the basis of how to start a room. And we'll continue in the next lesson.